I heard that a lot of you are having trouble with the 9.04 assessment, so hopefully this video is going to help you. Some of the things I'd like for you to understand before starting this assignment would be what a deductible is, what a copay is, and the difference between in-network and out-of-network. If you do not know these terms as of yet, I'd like for you to pause the video, go back through the lessons, and review this information, and then when you're ready, come back and pick up where you left off. So we're going to start with our first row, our first two rows, and you'll see right here it says deductible now met. That means that everything above this is going to be before the deductible is met. You should have just reviewed what a deductible is, what the insurance company covers before the deductible is met, what the insurance company covers after the deductible is met, and what the patient is responsible for. So once you've reviewed that information, we're looking at the doctor's office visit for a sore throat and cough. This is going to be in network for $95. When we look down the services and cost in the health plan comparison, we see there isn't a doctor's office visit. But what do we see that's pretty similar? We see a physician office visit. Looking under health choice, we're looking at in-network, and we have a $5 copay. It also says 100% for the initial exam for injury or medical emergency. This is just a sore throat, so that's not going to be an injury or a medical emergency. So in network, we're looking at just simply a $5 copay, and they have already filled that in for you. So that's done. So now let's look at Super Health. This is going to be a little bit different. We're going down the column for Super Health, coming down to the physician office visit, and we have a couple different things. We have 90% of the approved amount will be covered after the deductible is met, or we'll have 100% of the approved amount if it's an accidental injury. Again, this is after the deductible is met. Remember right here, this says that everything above this line is before the deductible is met. So this will not apply. So if the deductible is not met, what is the insurance company covering? What is the patient responsible for? We have a doctor's office visit for $95. What would the patient be paying? And you'll put that right in this box. For this next row, we're looking at an emergency room visit for stitches. This again is in network, and it's for $115. So we're going to look for health choice. It's the very first row in our health plan comparison chart. And for an emergency room visit, it's very simple, $25 copay. It doesn't say anything about a deductible. So if all you have is a $25 copay, what is the patient responsible to pay for an emergency room visit for stitches? And you'll put that amount right here in this box. For Super Health, we have the same thing that we looked at before. 90% of the approved amount is going to be paid after the deductible is met, or if it's an accidental injury, which stitches most likely would be, 100% of the approved amount would be covered after the deductible is met. Is the deductible met right here? Remember, we're above this line, so the deductible is not met yet. What is the insurance company going to cover, and what is the patient responsible for? And you're going to put right in this box what the patient would be paying. Here's where it's going to change. Now the deductible is met for this second part of the chart, and we're looking at an appendectomy, which is a surgery to have your appendix out. We have three different things that we're looking for, three different costs in here, three different charges, I should say. We have a 2-night hospital stay for $2,000. We have the surgery itself for $14,000. And then we have a prescription. It's going to be a brand name prescription for $185. So let's take them one at a time. Let's look at the 2-night hospital stay for health choice. So looking down our column here, we're looking for a hospital stay. And right here it is, hospital care. We have in-network, 100% of the approved amount. Right here, it's in-network. So if the insurance company is going to cover 100% of the approved amount, the $2,000, what would the patient be responsible for? Now we're going to look at the surgery for $14,000. And looking down our column here, we see that surgery in network, remember we're looking at in network, 100% of the approved amount is going to be covered. So if 100% of the $14,000 is going to be paid for by the insurance company, what is the patient responsible for? Now we're looking at the prescription. Brand name prescription, $185. So looking down our column, we're looking for prescriptions. We have in-network, and we have a copay for $5 for generic and $10 for brand name prescriptions. So if this is a brand name prescription, what is the patient going to be responsible for? And you'll just type that right there in that box. Looking over here for SuperHealth, they've already helped us out. We know that when we look at the 2-night hospital stay, hospital care, 100% of the approved amount, plus $5 a day for a private room. Does it say that they have a private room? No, it does not. So 100% is going to be covered by the insurance company. And then what would the patient be responsible for? When we look at the surgery for SuperHealth, again, 100% of the approved amount is going to be covered. When we look at prescription for the brand name, looking at prescriptions, we have a $5 copay, whether it's generic or brand name. And they have already put all that information in the box for you. So you'll just continue filling in the chart. You will find that there are some calculations that you need to do. We will have, in some cases, where 90% of the cost will be paid for by the insurance company. We also have another situation where 75% will be covered, and you'll need to determine what percentage the patient is responsible for and then calculate that amount. And that is it. If you are still having difficulty with this assignment, please reach out to your teacher.